20-year-old Miguel Domingues set off on foot from his native Baja, Mexico in 1914. After crossing into the United States, he boarded a train headed toward a new life in the new state of Arizona. Shortly after arriving in Salt River Valley, he had the good fortune of meeting dairyman Wilfred Hayden. Hayden offered Mike a job on his ranch southeast of the village of Scottsdale. When Mike Domingues ventured into town from Hayden Ranch during his first few years here, the Scottsdale he experienced was small and dusty, but full of opportunity. There was no electricity, the streets were not paved, and the main mode of transportation was horses. E.O. Brown ran the general store and post office, and Cavy Cavalier owned the blacksmith shop. Dairy and cotton farming drove the economy, and many Scottsdale farmers were sponsoring families from Mexico to work the fields. Mike was a hard worker, never took a vacation, and endeared himself to the entire Hayden family. He learned about running a farm and aspired to own a farm himself. Within 6 years, he was able to save enough money to buy an 80-acre spread, bounded now by Indian School Road to the south, 82nd Street to the west, Camelback Road to the north, and Granite Reef Road to the east. In 1919, he met and married the beautiful Guadalupe Romero, who was living in Peoria, Arizona. While Mike Domingues was establishing his cotton and alfalfa farm, he and Guadalupe were also raising their 9 children. The children learned the value of hard work from their father, as well as the importance of attending school and church. All of the Domingues children attended the Coronado School and the new Scottsdale Grammar School, followed by Scottsdale High School. Like most of the children in Scottsdale in the 1930s and 40s, the Domingues children rushed home from school to attend their farm chores. After chores, the entire family always had dinner together, a Domingues tradition that would continue for many years to come. For fun, the kids would swim in the irrigation ditch by the canal gate outside the ranch and go on weenie roasts at Hole in the Rock. Mike was a successful cotton and alfalfa farmer. He first cleared his land using his prized mules, Maggie and Macho. After he bought a tractor, he donated the mules to the Arizona State College Experimental Farm. When he had accumulated enough money, he bought a mobile baler and began hiring out his baler to farms around Scottsdale and beyond. He was the first non-Native American given permission to clear land, plant crops, and farm 2,000 acres on the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community. During the Depression and war years, Mike provided jobs to many Scottsdale area men, offered housing for workers on his land, and gave many youths in the Scottsdale Hispanic community their first paycheck. He also did business throughout the valley, helping to enhance the reputation of Scottsdale as an agricultural center. Mike and Guadalupe were among the founders of the Old Mission Church on Brown Avenue in downtown Scottsdale. When Scottsdale's Hispanic community decided the town needed a Catholic church in the early 1930s, families donated their time, talent, and resources to fund and build the historic property. Mike loaned his farm equipment for construction of the adobe structure and also donated money. Guadalupe joined other ladies of the church to make food and host bazaars on the grounds of the Little Red Schoolhouse. The Old Mission Church and the Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish have been a center point and gathering place for the Domingues family throughout the decades. When her daughter Jessie's fiancé, Raul Noriega, went missing during World War II, Guadalupe Domingues vowed that if her future son-in-law came home safely, she would commission a statue for the church in gratitude. As soon as she heard Raul had been released from a POW camp in Germany, she ordered a statue of Our Lady of Perpetual Help from a sculptor in Guadalajara. After Raul and Jessie married, they went to Nogales to pick up the statue and bring it back to the Old Mission Church. Today, the shrine has a place of honor in the Our Lady of Perpetual Help Sanctuary on Miller. Daughter Amparo portrayed Queen Cristal in an early Our Lady of Guadalupe pageant. Daughter Tico had an elaborate wedding at the Old Mission in 1949 and serves as a docent at the mission today. The Domingues family celebrated Mike and Guadalupe's 50th anniversary with a special mass conducted by Father McGuire and attended by hundreds of friends and family in 1969. Mike, Guadalupe, and their 9 children have been active, involved members of the Scottsdale community for over 9 decades. The Domingues invited the entire community to their annual New Year's Eve party at Domingues Ranch on Indian School Road, celebrated with an orchestra and great food. Mike was among local farmers who offered the use of his farm equipment for civil defense programs in the 1950s. As Scottsdale's economy changed from farming to tourism and business, Mike and Guadalupe decided to sell their Scottsdale ranch. They sold their acreage, except for the plot on which their home was sited, to home builder John Hall in 1959. Hall built a premier Hallcraft Homes development on the former Domingues Ranch. After living in Blythe, then Baja, Mexico, Michael and Guadalupe returned to Scottsdale for the remainder of their lives. She passed away in 1977, and he died in 1980. Several of their 9 children, plus grandchildren and great-grandchildren, live in the Scottsdale area and continue the family legacy of hard work and community service.